Hello and welcome to the show. Now, one presidential contender and two running mates hit the road. We'll bring you updates on the ongoing tours by John Mahama, Professor Nano Pokuajiman, and Vice President Baumia. Also, no electricity, no vote in 9 West Mamprasi communities. We'll hear from the Paramount Chief of Kurugu. And on Voters' Voice today, we're in Techiman. Hello, I'm Araba Kumsin. Welcome to your election brief today. We are live on your DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. On YouTube, we are JoyNews TV, and on your digital TV, we are free to air. We're also streaming live on myjoyonline.com. Stay tuned in. Hello again, I'm Barbara Kumson. Welcome to the show. Shortly, we'll be crossing over to the NDC headquarters here in Accra, where the General Secretary, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, is scheduled to address a press conference on matters arising from the just ended voters registration exercise. But before that, the Paramount Chief of Kurugu in the West Mamprasi municipality, Kuruna Joseph Sulemana, has declared no electricity, no vote in 9 communities, demanding that an abandoned electricity project in the area be completed. He's warned his people will not participate in the upcoming general elections in December unless government connects the grid, the area, to the national grid. There's more in this report.
The project to extend electricity coverage to Kurugu and its environs was awarded under the NDC administration. Indeed, JoyNews checks confirm the project was ongoing till 2016 after the change in government. The chief, Kuruna Joseph Sulemana, says the absence of electricity is adversely affecting development in the area. He says some of the residents walked about 15 to 20 kilometers to access electricity to charge their phones and for other purposes.
So the Buma Ampire one Zuana Palm Yatini yet to Maraya, the Pavocona and the Guru New TV.
If we have electricity, our women will stop cooking in smoke. We will watch television and get to know what is happening in Accra. But no electricity, and we are still in darkness. Our children will be able to take next. Our children will be able to take next steps, and education will improve here.
So,
the chief says his people will not vote unless the project is completed. He told JoyNews the municipal chief executive has been petitioned to act on the demand before election day.
2016 sa kabara sa Paul Dema wire.
So I am very worried about the absence of electricity here. The poles and the wires were erected in 2016, and we still don't have lights. After several complaints, they told us the contractor was dead. We don't know the new contractor. No transformers here and poles at Patusi.
Contractor pia kuzopa dia ngampumbo na kayelti ngwanya.
Now it's time for Voters' Voice, and today we're taking you to the Bono East region, where traders at the Techiman Central Market are sharing their thoughts on what policies will inform their decision in the December polls.
Nyame ka da film school guy. Ama mo ni papa. Hey, I go school free. Nana Akufo-Addo aye bi. What all the fair case about the aba. Get the 4 months young to ya. Obia di ni dwa nya ni sika. O hwe ne ma, ama mo no ya. Ade me strat ya fo nya Ghana fo nya se. Bia nto be ma Nana Akufo-Addo. No me to so 4 years no me twa.
Me I will not vote because I don't see anything good in it. They just depend on themselves. If they want to vote there, they know you. But when they finish the vote there, they don't know you. So me, I'm not going to waste my time, go and follow line and vote. I will not do it. I just depend on my business because at the end of the day, you not do your business, you will not chop. So there's no need I should follow line and go and vote for somebody. When the person get the power, the person don't know you again. So this year, I'm not going to vote.
If I'm not Wasale, I feel about a metal Addo. If you say, put to Juman and Addo, I owe my ma, by Bian Wabesa. It's Ghana for you. I heard said, yes, I remember from the if you said an Addo, Naway, it's Ghana for you. I'm with her now to man 4 years for Nana, one hand one to us. Fair education or Jama in our Yanyi and this MPP in our Yakubi.
Few dear Nana, who pay Cockromotiwi, Maton. The Cockromotiwi, a few dear. Many is your maton. But what my John Mama? John Mama pants now come on there. Markets on air, and yan yakurana, Yatariaka, me ban opinion, and I want to have about to see.
Last 4 years, I voted for MPP. By this year around, I will not vote because they didn't mind us. And I'm angry because they didn't give me anything when they came to power. So I'm not going to vote this year. Akufo-Addo. The interest is why are they be free education? Oh, yeah, no, bro. Free education or the free education about one day straight one factory.
Yeah, me dem to am gum na ekwa ya bre me dem to ma baby am to am gum.
As this year, I think I'm going back to NDC. Last 4 years, I voted for MPP. When they come, I didn't see any change in my work inside. Because I think I'm going back. I will vote for NDC this year. Thank you. I feel MPP are buying it, say pay. But they say who say I buy on boy beam. They say yes, I drink. Yes, I buy NDC. Because they say NDC buy no or do my.
I am say, you can be say, show I sitting over there. Netwaba, and I'm a boy. By like Muslim sitting a mono. Sabi Bibi Ade, Equay Mamma Kakranka, mini video by Equay Mamma Kakranka. Caneno, they mean to me, and by now, no me Ade. Mitimia Kakranka. What I say, and to me, I say, Equay Mamma, and the former for Nana. And I say, yes, I don't think I say someone selling coffee that I know. Me to my and this mean to my MPP. Me back for good.
Nse say there, yeah, and this na na ebesen ato amano. E na jo mama so ba jo mama da woro mantin na ye wona nkwase dan e wo hai kama a obi anya ba bi tena mfra ma fa ye ho kama. Nti ye sen to ama jo mama biem. Me da wanse.
Me jira ha wi anya bone. Me hwa amamu ya ekọ kama pa. COVID-19 ba ye president kwan ofa so ototo ne ma waye ne ma ye bibia akoyie. De enti amese ato papa no so ne say free education e ba ye no abeboa awofo pa tituru ne ma. Next 4 years ye bese ato aba na ma no. Free education waye ne kama pa. Me so kakra me work an.
Afi abato me meto ama na Addo. Efa ne free education se ma waye no. Say me manko bi there but waboa ana corona isu ba ye wabon ho modern ya we na say by the but obon ho modern ma nipa na affect nipa dodo no is a crambo no ya kon ba den akọ.
My name is Jabal Peter. Being a Ghanaian and not a spectator, I think this year's election I'm going to vote for Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, and simply because the works that this man has done as a president is unprecedented, especially the free senior high school. A lot of children are benefiting from this flagship policy. So I think every Ghanaian must massively vote for him to come and continue with the massive work he's doing. So I would say 4 more for Nana to do more. Thank you.
Afia about one I ever to know. Metwama Nana Kufuado, if we say, why you baby? Me share free education, in fact, a sombo. Secondly, how do you call it? Restoration of teachers training allowances and nurses training. In fact, me I am the do me Kobe, but me for a Kobe out to say Abwa.
Me pen new policy or the abano. Say free your friends and water bill, any light bill for next term. To me manage our policy no pa. Me say ya me say me yanka.
You're still here on Election Brief with me, Araba Kumsi. Now, leading members of the governing New Patriotic Party and opposition National Democratic Congress have been interweaving the country in a bid to win the hearts and minds of the electorate. We start with Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is in the northern region. Today, he's expected to visit the chiefs and people of Mion and Savalugu. Martina Bugri is traveling with him. She joins us on the line now. Martina, bring us up to date on the Vice President's visit to the north.
The Vice President has just finished addressing the gathering at the Yana's Palace. He first thanked the Yana who prayed for him during his the time he was elected. He was picked as Vice President. He paid a visit to him in Savalugu and he prayed for him. And so he said that helped the party to win. So he came to say thank you to him. And to also tell him officially that he was going to begin campaigning in the area. He said that the people of the northern region and Zagong, particularly, are indebted to the President Nana Akufo-Addo because he restored peace in the area. And so it is incumbent on the people to show that they reciprocate by voting massively for the NPP come December 7th. He's been talking of the development projects that they have brought in the area. And he also talked of a satellite campus for the UDS to be established in Yendi and an airstrip in Yendi. He said the veterinary college in Ponsamali will be converted into an agric university when the NPP comes into power. And he's also been talking of future projects that they have for the area. The young man thanks the president for restoring peace in the area and also prayed that the politicians, while they are faithful in the country, will conduct their elections in a manner devoid of violence. He also urged all stakeholders, especially the Electoral Commission, to live up to expectations so that at the end of the December polls, nobody feels cheated.
Tina Bugri is our correspondent in the northern region. Let's turn our attention on NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama, who has assured members of the Ghana Federation of the Disabled of separating the Disability Fund from the District Common Fund. He says the present system where Disability Fund is lumped with the District Assembly Common Fund is not best, as persons who are differently abled struggle to access the fund. Mr. Mahama said, given the opportunity to govern the country again, he will ensure that they have their own fund, which will solely be managed by themselves. JoyNews' Upper West correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
Apart from the presence of party faithful, the overlord of the Wala Kingdom and his subjects, one key organization whose presence at the gathering was much felt by all and sundry at the Wana's Palace were members of the Ghana Federation of the Disabled. They had been at the palace to listen to Mr. Mahama on plans he had for them should he be given the nod in 2020. For some, the long speech of stalled developmental projects touted by the former president was boring, and they started to wonder whether he had something in stock for them. Immediately he mentioned the common fund and its disbursement. Majority of them cranked and their facial countenance changed. He then rolled out his plan, which will separate the Disability Fund from the District Assembly Common Fund.
The district chief executives and metropolitan chief executives do not prioritize the disbursement of the Disability Fund. We are going to create a fund which will be separate from the District Assembly's Common Fund. When the District Assembly's Common Fund comes, the share of the disabled will be paid into a special account. And they will have a board of trustees formed by the disabled persons themselves, who will be responsible for disbursing that fund. Part of the fund, 50% of it, will go as monthly stipends to disabled persons. And the other 50% of the fund will be invested in projects and programs that will benefit the disabled people.
The former president later held separate meetings with the Upper West Regional Chief Imam and the Yarna and their subjects. Their main concern was Islamic education.
If you are privileged to assume the reins of governance within this country, the Yarna and his elders are requesting that you put in place structures to address the structural deficits that is currently confronting Islamic education.
Mr. Mahama has this response.
The teaching and learning of Arabic is the fact that we don't have enough Arabic school teachers. And so we decided to create a college of education, an Islamic college of education, that will accelerate the training of Arabic teachers. And as I said, that's the Al Farouk College of Education in Winchi. It is dedicated to training Arabic teachers. And so what we'll do is, as they train the Arabic teachers, we'll absorb them into the Ghana Education Service and post them to the schools where our children are desirous of writing exams in Arabic, so that they can give them the instruction and make them able to achieve their desire.
However, one key thing that characterized the Face Day campaign tour of the former president in the one municipality is his use of the tricycle. Depending on which side of the political divide one belongs, it is either called Mama Kambu or Mama Kandu. Whatever it is, Mr. Mahama is the one making the most of it. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam.
Let's stay on the NDC a while longer, but this time on Mr. Mahama's running mate, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman, who kick-started her 3-day tour in the Western North region to introduce herself to the people and seek their mandate for the forthcoming general elections. She visited the Bibiani in Chiasso Bekwai constituency, where she bemoaned the violence that characterized last month's voter registration exercise.
The voters' register has been compiled several times in Ghana's history. Unfortunately, the recent one took a turn for the violent. This will not help any of us as citizens. What matters most, especially to me, is that we all uphold the peace.
Let's go on the line and speak to correspondent Ina Thalia Kwanzaa with more on this. Ina, the Western North region is believed to be an NDC region. How was the reception for Madame Nana Opoku-Agyeman?
Well, Araba, you could count over thousands of constituents in the Western North region hailing Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. You could see some people carrying stones, which depicts that the NDC should come for their stone. They've been lied to, they've been deceived. That's what some of the constituents were telling her. It was a huge crowd, especially when it comes to women who were hailing her that they would give a chance to a woman to come and lead Ghana's policies or to come and government.
Right. So now we do understand why it's an NDC stronghold. But on the issue, what has the professor herself been telling the people there? I mean, one of the issues, obviously, we heard her say was a concern about the violence that characterized the registration exercise. What else has she been telling the people?
Making sense on the fact that some projects started by the NDC government have been left and the bushes have not been attended to by the NPP government. So Professor Nana Agyeman told them that when they give the NDC government a nod again, they are going to make sure that all projects that were started by their government will be completed. And even those that have been started by the NPP-led government, which will not be completed if they have given them, but they will make that it was completed. He has told the people Western North region that are going to bring infrastructure to their doorstep. And then we also promised that they are going to make sure that the election is peaceful.
Natalia Kwanzaa is our Western Regional correspondent with that update on the tour of the Western North region by NDC running mate Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Now, with just 95 days to the 2020 general elections, residents of Choko here in the Greater Accra region, a fishing community, are demanding, among other things, an immediate ban on the use of plastics. They say the lack of proper management and disposal of waste from plastics in the country has resulted in the pollution of the sea, which is their main source of livelihood. Manuel Koranteng has been speaking to some of the residents there.
Always said they depend upon the people of the forest before us. Because when they get good things, or they take you to that place, then they leave us in the poor. So whatever we do, even they would not reach their minds. Because I remember last 3 years, the government came to meet us at the Kolegono beach. Then we talked with him about our problems we are facing in this beach. For him to help us, because one, they have been giving the awards to the farmers. What about the fishermen? But what we bought it from the mokola or anything, that net and this thing, definitely they got some tax from it. But they were not thinking about us. Because you see a fisherman children, you use the fishing to take care of the children to the university level. But the moment they were not getting people there to support them, they won't collect you.
Sani rubber abandi Ghana. I caught a Rwanda. I use rubber. My GP and I use rubber. Minu Ghana and I use rubber. Rubber Jane we mafe muji. Rubber ego mafe muji. President Kegule Batano. Neba anye gu rubber. Eba feel like a gule. Eba che vote no. No nege rubber Jane. Etai AUA sani. No on to rubber Jane agu mami. Blame J rubber only wolo graphic again. Some paper G aga fioni. No on Tony rubber agu mami. Ame gano nupa ye ka me ya ego ame ana sa aje me fe even po Jubilee house e po sa aje fo na rubber ko shiko ba mami e muji no ake gano nupa ye na me ana sa mami Kevin po mambi enye sa me na ga me te nsa won ana me ba mami na mba sa enwo.
Thank you. Well, at least get you foreign the government here I think about the people and yo. And by that sana me na magbe project na. Nike amegbe project na because one choko obebo anga bie. Wo be school ko ye bie no jugba no ba ka school na function ye bie ni. Elabanye mu mogo ka je bie ni pa ko na ba rush leke ya Mamplobi polyclinic. Alu akla kolebu. Just imagine ake benagle ba she bie na akla kegbele amu egboko. No government take emelema megbe wo. Because any but now I'm a campaign, let us check a minister's profile. Sigmund was senior minister.
Tawo, wole ma biji wo. Ni lo wo hun. No wo ni lo ni wo shika pete shika wo ka ba tuni. Shika wo be ko. Ni ka ba wo shika. Ni wo ka tuni. Ke awie na kan wo pene. Ni wo nyese ni wo vote. Ke wo aminise no pe ka te abadon.
The NDC leadership is addressing a news conference on matters arising from the just-ended voters' registration exercise. It's been addressed by General Secretary Johnson Asiedu Nkesia. Let's cross over to the NDC's headquarters at Addo for the latest.
Home-based TV and Pan-African TV. On social media, I believe we are being streamed live on JoyNews' page on Facebook and GH1 Television's page on Facebook. We are live on the NDC Communication Bureau page on Facebook and YouTube as well. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, not too long ago, the Electoral Commission of Ghana conducted and concluded a mass voter registration exercise. During the exercise, we witnessed the occurrence of several violent incidents and the ethnocentric harassment of certain group of people across the country, key among which being the Banda area. After that, the New Patriotic Party held a press conference, and through their general secretary and other spokespersons of the party, peddled blatant falsehood and accused the leadership of the NDC, key among which being our general secretary, of basing foreigners and being responsible of the violent occurrences we witnessed. The NDC has been gathering evidence on these occurrences to properly inform the nation on what actually transpired and the evil agenda behind those occurrences. And so today, we will be addressing you on these happenings of ethnocentric harassment and violent incidents that marred the just ended mass voter registration exercise, which was conducted and concluded by the G. Mensah-led Electoral Commission. Let me introduce to you our Deputy Minority Chief Whip and NDC Member of Parliament for the Banda constituency, who is here with us this afternoon, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim. Let's clap for him. Again, we have our Deputy General Secretary in charge of operations, Comrade Boama Otukono. We have a senior comrade of the party, Alhaji Baba Jamal, who is a member of our legal team. Our deputy communications officers are here. And without wasting much time, let me introduce to you the man who will be addressing us on these important national issues. It is none other than the General Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the NDC, the only general in Ghana's politics, Comrade Johnson Asiedu. Thank you.
Pan-African, your mic is too high. I have a presidential height, so. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press. You're welcome to the headquarters of the NDC for this all-important engagement. We are grateful for the importance you attach to our invitations and the alacrity with which you report on our conversations to the nation. You've been invited to discuss a few pertinent issues arising from the just ended mass voter registration exercise. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the just ended voter registration will go down in history as by far the most violent voter registration exercise ever conducted in the Fourth Republic of Ghana. This simple exercise of compiling a voter roll witnessed at least 2 cases of murder, including that of a young teacher at Banda and another at Nkrankwanta in the Doma West constituency, all in the Bron region of Ghana. The exercise witnessed several incidences of brutalities